Hello and welcome to my first specific video relating to a road that you're probably going to ride while you're over here, and that is Tholt Y Will. So I'm currently sat, as you can see, there's the top of Snaefell, there is the museum. I'm sat at the bungalow, so this is halfway across the mountain, and you can see the tram lines going across there for reference. Now, if you're up here and it's one-way mountain road, chances are, at some point, you'll be up here and there'll be an accident up there at Brandywell or at Windy. Those are the two hot spots. And the police will close the road here. So you'll be coming over the one-way mountain, you'll come into the cones here, round here, and then you'll get shunted off down to the right there, and you basically go back down to Sulby. So you're kind of going back on yourself in relation to the course anyway. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to go for a ride down it. I'm going to point out a few things you want to watch out for. It's quite a dodgy road. If you're used to big... Oh, here's Mr. Aston Martin I saw earlier. If you're used to big, wide, nice roads, this is probably going to be a bit of a shock. It is known for having loose bits of gravel, dirt on the road, and specifically, I'd say the most important thing about Tholt Y Will is sheep. But enough talking. I'll just go for a wee ride down there. So yeah, you'll come along here and the policeman will be sat here just in front of the bridge, and he'll shoot you off here to the right. So we'll pop down here. It's my girlfriend's sister. Anyway, yes, firstly, cattle grids, slippy. Make sure you go over them completely straight up. Not leaning, not braking, nothing, just no accelerating either, just straight across them. They are quite slippy, and in the wet they are pretty lethal. So yeah, as you can see, there's no fences or anything on the side of the road. There's sheep number one. We'll probably see quite a few of them, and they do just run down onto the road to cross the road to go down and do some grazing down here. Pretty sure that's a sheep right there. Yep. So quite a few in fact. And here's one in the road again. So this is just something you will come across when you're driving down here. I've got quite a few cars behind me, so I'll put the visor down, get a bit of a move on. Now, aside from the sheep, the tarmac on the stop section is lovely, absolutely lovely. There's lots of grip. It's not super smooth, but there is loads and loads of grip. So if it's a nice dry day like today, you can get a bit of a lick on down here. The IOM police department. Again, cattle grid, so just straight over, put the bike straight up, easy peasy. Now, we are getting down to the sort of lower section now. This is where the road gets a little bit tighter, and you've got to watch out. There is a weight limit on this road, so you're not going to come across like HGVs or anything, but technically like big minibuses are also over, and you will come across them because no one really pays attention to it. The only reason HGVs don't come up here because the hairpin's further down. But again, because we're kind of, this is like PT Moorland up here, and you do occasionally get bits where the drain on the other side of the road gets blocked and you'll just get a big wash of water going across the road, and obviously that brings with it gravel, rocks, grass, sheep, whatever it brings with it, it'll be all over the road, and you've just got to keep an eye out for those sort of things. If you've already ridden it that day, chances are it's not going to have changed, but just keep an eye out for these things. So here we are, another cattle grid. Now this is where we'll start seeing less sheep, and this is also where the tarmac goes lovely and smooth. I will say it doesn't have quite as much grip as the previous stuff, but it is still, it's lovely to ride on, you know, it's nice and smooth. This is a harsh riding sports bike, and it's like riding on silt. So we'll get down here. Now this is quite steep, it probably won't show on the camera, but that was 14% on the sign. And we had a crash recently, last week, where someone came around here, and it wasn't just here, it was a little bit further down, and actually ended up going straight off down there. And there we have another sheep. Hello, Mr. Sheepy. But yes, here we have, indeed we have a few people inspecting the crash site. So I haven't got any cars behind me, so I'll just slow down a little so you guys can see. I mean, they've come straight in here, absolutely flown off, and as you can see, that's a steep drop to go off. That is very steep indeed. So yeah, these three corners, this is the third one. Third one is tighter. Always remember the third one is tighter coming down here. That one catches a lot of people out. And then we head on down here. Again, we're still on the nice smooth tarmac, but we're coming down to the two hairpins, and this is just because of how much elevation you drop going down here. You have got a couple of hairpins. Also, the tarmac is not quite as nice once you get onto the hairpins. You can probably see there, quite a bit of moisture comes up between the joins of the tarmac, and also people like to cut the hairpins. People don't seem to know that they can go out wide and still leave enough room. So just heads up, people coming up and round, often you see them coming up on the opposite side of the road here. As you can see, more water just coming up through the road. So we'll be coming down here, and this is where you sort of stop seeing sheep really, as there are sheep at the side of the road, but you won't really see too many down here. It's more up the top. So now we're in the valley, and we go straight down the valley, and this road literally goes to the Thorpe Glen Hotel. So again, this is a lovely smooth road, and that was because I had a mic issue. So we're just going to do the second half of Tholt Y Will. I'm going to be joining on to something I did about 4 or 5 days ago. I've been ill, so I'll try and remember all the things that I've already said in this video and make sure that I don't re-say them again. Now, one thing we were talking about was the weight limit on this road, and in the video I didn't know what the weight limit was, but obviously now that I'm in the future, I've driven down, had a look at the signs, and I know what the weight limit is. And the weight limit is 2 tons past the hairpins and further up. So here you can still have larger vehicles. I think there still is a size limit, but that's just something to watch out for. So now we're kind of down into the valley, and this is where we're going to get less sheep, but we're going to have more of the sloughs of water going across the road. We've got a few cattle grids and a few things to watch out for. But as I've already said, the tarmac down here is lovely and smooth. So as long as you can see ahead, or you know the road, if you've already been up here, then it's just a lovely one just to kind of cruise down. Another category. This is the one, if you've seen the famous Mark Higgins, was it Mark Higgins? It may have been Mark Higgins, whatever it was. They nearly crashed. They wiped out coming through here the other way, and they nearly crashed into the cattle grid. So that's where that happened. Here we have one of the sloughs of water, and this is a lovely summer's day. You can see hardly a cloud in the sky, and there's just big things of water across the road. Some of them got mud in, and you just want to watch out for them when you're coming down, especially if you haven't been down here that day or within the past couple of days. You don't know what's going to be there, so just keep that in the back of your mind as you're coming down here. Obviously no road marking, so just bear in mind people like to ride in the middle of the road, drive in the middle of the road. There's a fellow motorcyclist. I like to give them a nod. I don't really do nods in TT because there's hundreds of thousands of bikes. If I nodded to every bike I went past, I'd have a sore neck by the end of going for a ride. So you just want to watch out down here. There's big sloughs of gravel across the road. You can probably see that. That's where they've patched it, and it's, I don't know, come apart during the winter, and it just leaves a little trail of gravel behind it. So try and avoid them. Again, the road gets quite narrow here. We're coming to the end of the actual Tholt Y Will Road as we come into Sulby, but I'll take you guys to the Sulby Glen just so you can see where you're going to come out, and hopefully you'll know what you want to do after that. So I'm not going to be extending the video past there. Again, more potholes, sloughs of water across, and obviously you've just wetted your tyres, and now you've got to go across a metal cattle grid. So just make sure, straight up, nice and easy. Realistically, most of you guys will know what you're doing when it comes to cattle grids, but these ones are sketchy. They haven't got any of the paint on grip stuff. It's just metal, steel, and you'll just, if you go on it with a slight angle or with your brakes on, you'll just go whoop, see it. So this is, I would say, the narrowest part. You can still get 2 cars side by side through here, but people like to drive in the middle of the road, so just keep an eye open. So now we are back to 2 lanes, so you shouldn't have to worry as much about people being in the middle of the road, but I wouldn't put it out of your head, especially in TT. It is a lovely day for riding. I think I'm going to go out. I'm going to go home, get some breakfast. I'm going to go out after this. More potholes of gravel. Those are one of the things, if you're not on the TT course, then that is something that you want to watch out for island wise. That it just seems to happen. See more there, and they like to drop gravel around the inside of this as well. See, just there outside rather, and in the middle, gravel. It's just something you want to watch out for while you're on the island roads. They do go around and clean them. Down there is Solby Claddocks, so if you're camping, that's where you're going to be staying. More gravel. So now we are coming up to the TT course. And this is Solby Glen, so this is basically halfway along the Solby Straight. Obviously the boys, when they're racing, they're up to 200 mile an hour down here. It is a 40 limit, so just a heads up, don't try doing 200 mile an hour down there. And so here we are, this is the end of the Tholt Y Will road. As we can see, that's the Solby Glen Hotel. That way is the wrong way around the TT course. That's down to Ballaugh and onwards, Peel, etc. Straight across, if you want to go to Derby, there's a motoring museum up there. That's about it, but there is a motoring museum up there. And then that way is the direction of the TT course. So that's down Solby Straight. You'll probably recognise it from any videos you've seen. And that will just about polish up the video for today. If you liked it, give me a like, they really help. If you got any questions or any suggestions for future videos, etc. Oh, it's Trev. If you got any suggestions for future videos, might pull over for Trev actually. Any suggestions for future videos, just throw me a comment. And if you like the videos and you want to see more, subscribe, and I will judge from that how much more videos like this I'm going to do. But yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day. Lovely M3 going past, and I'm going to have a word with Trev now, so enjoy the rest of your day.